कर दिया क्या? Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Coders Arcade. Let me just make sure that I'm audible. Am I audible? Okay, thank you. So welcome back again to our channel Coders Arcade. So this is Saturday again, live Java session. Okay. So this, guys, is the whiteboard from the last Saturday, 27th of July, where we had learnt about access modifiers, and also we had seen this access modifier or specifier table. I told you about this table and I told you to remember this, and also we had discussed about methods in Java. Okay, whatever we call functions in C, they are called methods in Java or C++ or Python or in any object oriented language, because they actually describe the behavior of an object. That's why they are called methods. Okay, so we have actually discussed the syntax and all these things. So let me just do one thing. See, we had discussed about this syntax, how to write it. First it was the return type, void, int, float, char, boolean. The return type can be any one out of them, right? The 8 primitive data types that we had or it can be anything. It can be a array list, it can be a linked list. It depends, guys. The more we are learning the advanced concepts, we will be having different kind of return types. Fine. So this was one return type where we had void, int, float, etc. And then we had nothing. For arguments we had nothing here. Here in the second one we had arguments. We were passing arguments as input to the function. Okay. In the third one we had the static keyword, then we had the return type, then we had the name of the method, and then we had arguments. Okay. Extra thing that is added is the static keyword. We have discussed about this in the last live session. If you have not seen that, please go through the last live session. It is already updated in our channel. Okay, and you can understand this, guys. I want lots of doubts if you have, because see, if you are understanding that in the first go, that is very good. But if you have any doubts, make sure you are asking your doubts and clarifying them, because as we are going to the advanced concept, it will be difficult if you don't understand the basic concepts. As I've told you, keep your base clear so that you can be very good in your foundations, so that you can learn the data structures, algorithms very easily. Okay, and today I will be solving two important questions which are asked in many placement drives and in many multiple companies. Okay, so we'll be doing that, don't worry. So, and I had also told you about the static keyword, what it does. The static keyword's role is to not create objects, because it increases the memory management of the code. Okay, the JVM can call this function directly without having to create any objects. We have already discussed all those, and we will be discussing more about them when you are actually learning object oriented programming. Okay, so don't need to worry about that. We will learn in scratch about the static keyword and its properties and applications in Java. Don't worry about that. Okay, and after that you saw that we had learnt about the access modifiers, the static keyword, then the return type, then the name of the method, and then the arguments. Okay, this and all we have already discussed in our last class. Now this was the table of the access modifiers that I am talking about. Okay, guys, before starting today's session properly, I just want to request all of you to once again subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed, because that really means a lot for us. And at the same time, if you have any doubts regarding any of the concepts that we are teaching, please make sure that you post your doubts in the comment section. Guys, the comment section is for you, made for you. You just have to ask all your queries that you have. Feel free to ask and suggest us any recommendations that you need, and it will be very good for us to understand that actually you are following our courses or tutorials or not. Okay, so that's a must and should that you do. And at the same time, if you want notifications of our latest videos, please hit the bell icon so that you get notified. Okay, so let's get started. I will just do one thing. I will create a new whiteboard. It's already done. I'll just go to that. Yep. Okay, so I already had this whiteboard, so let's start with this. Okay, so we have seen about methods. Now what we will do is, we are talking about methods in Java. Okay, we have already seen the syntax. Now what I will do is, we have not used one statement, the very important statement, that is the if you try to understand this about the return statement, we will talk about a very important statement that is important for us to understand. Okay. So what I will do is, if I go back to our codes that we had written, let's go to this sum of numbers. Just try to understand this. Okay. We had a function or method called static void sum, where we were taking two arguments, int a comma int b, and then we are simply printing the sum a and b. Make sense? But we were not returning that sum, and we are not able to collect it somewhere, right? I will tell you what I mean by this. See, I am just calling the sum function here, and if I run, I am getting the sum. See, let me run this. See here, the sum is 30, the sum is 50, the sum is this, and then hello greeting. This is about the greeting message that we had. Okay. So here, what I try to say is, this function, if I don't call this like this, and let me not call this function as well, if I say s out, call the function here, say sum. See, inside the print statement I am calling the sum, and then I am writing 1 comma 2 for example, and remove the semicolon from here. See guys, that's the problem here, because already in the function or the method I already have a print statement. It is already printing something. Then if I am going to do this again inside this, it is invalid. You understood this, because the sum function or the method that I am calling here is exactly printing something here. So that printing is already done in the function or the method. Why do I have to do this here? That's why the compiler is actually yelling at me. It is telling me that you cannot do this. How can you print this? So what I mean by this is, can I store this into a variable? That is my target. Let's see. Say I am saying int s or sum is equal to, let me call the sum function now, sum of 1 comma 2. See, now we will understand it properly. What is the return type of this method? It is void. Void means empty. The method is actually not returning anything. Okay. This method sum is actually taking two arguments a and b as inputs, and it is actually printing or displaying the sum of a and b. That's all. It is not returning anything. So it's like I am saying I have a method where I am passing two arguments 1 and 2. It is just displaying the sum. It is not throwing or returning anything from the function. Okay, so that I can grab it. But I want to return the sum from this function, and I want to do something with it. Maybe in future I need that. Can you understand what I am saying? I want to return the sum of a plus b from this method, and I want to catch it somewhere, or at least I want to store it somewhere, so that in future if I need that, I will be using that. Did you understand that? So this is not possible because these two return types are not matching. The data types here is void, it is integer. So it is clashing. Understood? So what I can do is, rather than writing void, let me not write void, I am writing int. Okay? See? Now see the problem. When I write int sum a comma b, here is a problem. See? It says missing return statement. Did you understand that? When I write the signature of the method as integer, it is bound to return an integer value. I hope you are understanding that now. So that is actually where the return statement comes. Now you can see a suggestion, add return statement. I am writing this and it is returning a, but that is not correct. I want to return the sum, right? So rather than doing this, okay, I think I have a comment. Sir, teach about Java swings and also collection framework. Okay guys, I will come to that. Thank you. I think it is XYZ who is commenting. So teach about Java swings and also collection framework. We will do that, don't worry. So let me just tell you something about that here. So XYZ, you were telling about swings in Java. Actually, in relation to this, we have one more concept called applets. Okay, these are actually libraries in Java where we can use them to build graphical user interfaces. And I'm sorry to say that right now actually I was planning to finish off this methods in Java. So we can have a dedicated session on Java swings. It's okay, no problem at all. We can do that. So swings in Java and applets in Java are something which help us to create graphical user interfaces, or you can say desktop applications, apps. Okay, we can do that. So I will plan something like this. Don't worry, we will have a session on swings also where we learn about swings at least a little bit, so that you can create simple GUIs which can be interactive. Say we can create a calculator which can take a input A and B like this in the text boxes, and then we can click on the sum button which will display the sum. That can be done. Okay, so this is where the swings are actually used, and also we can use the applet for that. Okay, so right now let's not focus on this. I will do that. XYZ, thank you for telling this. This is a suggestion from you. So what I will do is, I'll definitely try to create a live session on swings in Java. Don't worry about that. And also, if possible, if anyone suggests applets, I will do that also. So for the time being, let's again come back. And as you said, collection frameworks. We'll definitely talk about collection frameworks also. But guys, we are going step by step. I don't want to just jumble up into something directly. So what my point is, in collection frameworks in Java, there are lots of things. We have lots of things that we have. These are actually the built-in data structures in Java, okay? Built-in data structures in Java. So what it means is something like this. What I'm saying is, whatever data structures that we learn, linked list, stacks, queues, and then we have arrays, we have trees, we have priority queues, we have hash map, we have tree map, lots of this. So these actually can be directly used by using the collection frameworks in Java. This is a very important concept in Java. This is actually related to data structures and algorithms only. Okay, so here we have linked lists, we have array lists, we have hash map, and all these collection frameworks actually belong to one very important package in Java. The package is java.util. Okay, guys, we can come up with one more session on this collection frameworks, because that's what I'm planning. Right now we are in methods in Java. After finishing this, I was planning to go to oops in Java, and gradually we are going to go to recursion, collection framework, and as you suggested, we can go to our swings in Java, we can go to applets, we can go to all other concepts. So I'm just planning to sum up something in a serial way, not jumbling up or just breaking the flow. I don't want to do that. So I hope you understand that, XYZ. We can do that, don't worry. So we'll be coming up with all these things also, okay? Because this is a very important concept of Java, collection frameworks. And also you can talk about the stream APIs and all other things, okay? So we will definitely try to bring all these concepts very soon. And we are also planning to increase our duration of the live classes, and also the number of days that you're coming. The frequency of our live classes would also be increased. I understand that, because certain students or audience are really following that. So thank you for your suggestions. We'll definitely look into it and try to bring those things as soon as possible, okay? So let's go back here. As I said, we were talking about this, right? See here, I want to return the sum. So I have written the return type as integer. So definitely the method has to return an integer only, okay? It cannot return anything else. Yeah, I think XYZ says something. Okay, sir, thank you for your suggestion. and go step by step, sir. Thanks for teaching. Please increase your duration for live sessions. Definitely XYZ will do that. 100% will do that. And Balu says go step by step. Definitely, that's what my plan is actually. I have started from the basics of Java and gone on to teach you about all the data types and the variables. And also, now we have come to functions or methods. Then gradually we'll go to the OOPS concepts, we'll go to exception handling. There are lots of things to learn. And I definitely know that in 1 hour session it is not enough to do it, and we also have a dedicated playlist on Java where we are actually teaching Java. I think there are around 18 to 19 videos. You can watch those videos. I will give the link in the description of this live video, don't worry about that. And at the same time, what I'm saying is, let's go step by step, try to understand all the things. Then I think it will be very easy, because if we learn anything in hodgepodge, just for the sake of learning something, it doesn't happen properly. So let's do it in a proper way and go step by step, so that one concept at a time we are taking and finishing it off, so that next day when we come back we don't have to revise this. We should be having that in our mind that okay, I know about this concept, I know about looping statements. Give any kind of question, I can solve it. I know about recursion, I can solve that kind of question. That is my approach actually. I'm trying to take one concept at a time and finish it off and go to the next concept. Thank you for listening. Okay, so let's again get back here. As I said, the integer method will always return an integer. So here, rather than typing anything here, I can just do this. Just give me a moment. Rather than printing this here, I will just say return a plus b. Okay, now see this, guys. Now there is no error. This method is returning the sum of a and b, and here I am storing it inside this. Now I can do that what I showed you here. I can say s out sum. I can call the sum function and pass 2, 5. There is no error, because now that function is returning an integer and I am printing that integer here. Simple as that. And also, as I showed you, because it is returning a data, I can catch it. So in order to catch it, imagine like this function or this method is throwing something, okay? It is throwing something your way. So you need something like that. Say if I am throwing water, you need a glass or a jar or a container to store it. Similarly, here it is storing or it is throwing, it is giving. I am saying that these are the two inputs or the two arguments. From here, these are the parameters going, and it is processing them and giving you the sum. It is returning you the sum. So because it is integer data type, I want to store it into integer only. See, if I write here as char, it doesn't work because there is a data type mismatch. Understood that? That is how the return statement works. If you are returning an integer, it has to be stored in an integer only. Otherwise, you can simply print it. If you don't want, if you just want to print, you can print it. Okay? I hope you have understood this. So let's do one thing. Let's print that sum also, and let me say s out s also. Fine. Let me run this and let me show you how it is working. Understood? So this is how actually the return statement works, and depending on the data you are dealing with, you will have that kind of a return type from the method. Okay, I hope you have understood this. That is about the return statement. Okay, so just for a simple syntax that you can understand, I'll say static int, I will say sum, and I am taking int a comma int b, and then I am just saying return a plus b. You can do it in a variable and return. I am directly doing it, and say here from the main, what I am doing is, see, I am writing, say I am saying int s is equal to, call the sum function and pass 2, 3. Okay, now if I say s out s, you should get the answer as 2, 3 is 5, right? So that is how it is. Okay, so here let me just write it down for you. This is your method, just for a final overview so that you can understand this. This is your method name, this is your return type, the data type you can say, and then this is your static keyword. Then this is the return statement, and what is it returning? It is returning the sum of A and B. Okay, and this has to be integer, or we can also typecast, it depends on you. Fine. And these two, A and B, they are actually our arguments. Make sense? And if you come to this side in the main function, guys, I am just writing the shortcut so that you can understand. Okay, here is our variable and here is the function call. I'll say function call fc. Okay, and then you have two values. These are your what? Can anyone tell me? Write it down in the comment section. I am saying parameters. Fine. And then I am just printing this and it gives you the result 5. I hope you have understood this. Clear? So that is how the return statement actually works. You can return any kind of data type. Okay. So that's how it works. Fine. Now let's do one thing. Let's talk about an interview question. Okay. Let's talk about an important interview question. Simple. I will just say number of set bits. Okay. Number of set bits is a very important question that is asked in lots of MNCs. Name TCS, name Accenture, name IBM, name Capgemini. There are lots of interviews or lots of companies where this question is asked. Okay. So number of set bits, or you will get one more word, it is called the Hamming weight. Okay. So let's talk about the method signature. Then I will come to the definition. So first of all, we should know what is Hamming weight, right? Or what is the number of set bits. Say I have a number called 5. Remember, this is integer. And then what is the binary of 5? It is 0, 1, 0, 1. Correct? Then how many set bits are there? Set bits means 1, guys. Please remember. Set 1. How many set bits? If you see here, 1, 2. So based on that, the Hamming weight will be 2. Understood? If I take another number, say 11, it will be 1, 0, 1, 1, I guess, if I am not wrong. So 8, 9, 10, 11, yes. So in this case, what is the Hamming weight? If you see 1, 1, 1, there are 3 ones. So the Hamming weight in this case will be 3. Understood? So our task is to find the Hamming weight of any integer by this method signature. Say I have static. What is the return type? The return type is an integer number. See? So based on that, the Hamming weight will be static int, let me say HW, and here I will take integer n, and then it should return the Hamming weight. Return the Hamming weight. That is our task. Okay, you have understood the question. I have to take an integer number, pass it to this particular function, and it should return me the total number of set bits in that particular integer. Okay. So how will you approach this? There can be lots of different ways to solve this. Let me show you my solution. Okay. So have you got any idea about this? You can tell me. How do you approach this? See, the number given is an integer. It's not a binary number, but we have to calculate the number of set bits in the binary representation. That is why it is called the Hamming weight. Okay, let me give you a simple idea how to solve this. Try to understand. Okay, there might be lots of solutions. I have one kind of solution. Let me talk about my solution. Okay, I have a number n is equal to say 11, and then the binary of n is 1 0 1 1. Now I need to calculate the number of ones in the binary of that number. This is integer. Okay, again I am repeating, this is integer, and the Hamming weight should be also in integer, that is 3, right? 3 ones. How do you do it? Let me say that I need to check this bit, this bit, this bit and this bit, and let me take a count variable initially initialized to 0. Okay. Now, how do I target the individual bits? That is my question, right? I can do it in a simple way. See, say we have already learned about the bitwise shift operators, correct? See, suppose I am shifting n to the right side by 1 bit. What does happen? If I shift this to the right, let me write a reference line like this and let me shift. First time it becomes, see, we are pushing it to the right hand side, okay? So this one will go like this, 1 0 1 1. Okay, do this again. This is one time done. Now do this again, second time. This will become 1 0 1 1. See the reference line, the other bits are going this side, correct? After that, shift it for the third time, what will happen? This becomes 1 0 1 1. Shift it once again, what does happen? This also goes here, 1 0 1 1. Understood? Now there is nothing means it is 0. So at 0 we can stop. Here we just stop. Did you understand this? What is actually happening? We are able to actually target the first bit is initially 1 only, then I am targeting the second bit, then I am targeting the third bit, then I am targeting the fourth bit, then it becomes 0. So here we stop. Did you understand this? That's how we are doing this, by shifting. Okay. Now our problem of separating the bits has been done. We have understood this. Now next question is, how do you check whether this is 1 or 0? I am giving you a simple example. We have already discussed this before. Let's see. I think, please increase, sir, can we use built-in method? Yeah, built-in methods can be used, but I am trying to go with the base logic, so that if it is clear, then you can go on with the built-in methods. And quotes of life says hi, XYZ, to convert it to binary. No. What I am saying is, XYZ, you don't have to convert it to binary. To do binary conversion and all, you have to use built-ins or all. Rather than that, always remember bitwise. That is the best way to solve this. Bitwise operators are given because of that reason only. The numbers, when we do bitwise operations, think like this. I have n and m. This is int, this is int. Say it is 2 and 3. Let's say I am doing bitwise AND operation. 2 is 0 0 1 1. 3 is, sorry, okay, 0 0, my bad, 0 0 1 0 and 3 is 0 0 1 1. In that case, if we do AND, what happens? It is 0 0 1 0, right? But the answer will not come in binary, the answer will come in integer only, right? What is this? This is 2 only. So that's the benefit of using bitwise operators. I hope it is clear now. So you don't have to convert that to binary, just use the bitwise operators, because it takes integer and integer and gives you the answer in integer only. The binary conversion is done by the compiler, it is done by the JVM, you don't have to bother about it. I hope you have understood this. Clear? So now we have easily separated all the bits by shifting it to the right. Understood? See, initially it was, as I told you here, it is 1 0 1 1. Shift it to the right, it becomes 1 0 1. Again, if you shift it to the right, it becomes 1 0. Then it becomes 1. After that, it will become 0. Getting it? So at 0 we stop. When you are stopping at certain condition, you can easily use the while loop. Correct? Understood? So I can say while n greater than 0, I can do it. Now second question, how do I check whether it is 1 or 0? Try to understand that. I have a number 5. This 5 is 0, 1, 0, 1. Last bit 1, how do I check? I do AND with 1. Just see 0, 0, 0, 1. What is the final answer? It is 0. All other zeros, this is 1. So that means whenever we need to check whether the last bit is set, we can use 1. We can AND with 1. So if any number AND 1, it will give you two answers. Either it is 0 or it is 1. If it is 1, then we can increment the count variable that I use. I can say plus plus here. Understood? So gradually for each one, this count will be incremented. Then we can return the count on the function. Make sense? So I hope you have understood the code now. Okay. So let me give you a simple dry run to even make it clear. And after that we will write the code. Okay. So I can write the code like this. Say while n is greater than 0, if n and 1. See, if n and 1 is 1, that means it is true. So in that case, I can write like this. But there is a problem. What is it returning? This is returning an integer, right? Which is either 0 or 1. So here I have to write the condition something like this. Otherwise it will not work. I can write comparing, right? Equal to 1. Then I can say count plus plus. Understood? And this is done. This if condition is done, and inside the while loop we were shifting n to the right, by how many bits? N equal to n right shifted by 1. Correct? And this will keep on going till n is greater than 0. After that, here we should have a count value equal to 0, and you can return the count here. That's all is the signature of the function. I hope you have understood this. Clear? Now let us try to execute this and see if this is working or not. Okay. Going back to my editor. Right click, new Java class. I will say Hamming weight. And I am saying static int Hamming weight. It will take an integer n, and then as I said, I will take a count variable is equal to 0. Okay. After that, as I said, while our n value is greater than 0, if our n and 1, see, I cannot write like this. Guys, if you write the same code in C or C++, this is going to work. Here it will not work because the result is actually an integer. I am trying to compare. So I will write one more bracket and say equal 1. See, the error is gone. Understood? So that's why I had written like this here, equal 1. And this bracket has to come, okay? That is logical. I think okay, there are lots of people who are joining. Thank you guys for your responses, and if any doubts if you have, any silly doubt also, please come up with those doubts. I'll be happy to clarify that. Okay. Now, what was our motto? Our motto was to increment the count. I will say count plus plus. You can write count plus plus, you can write count equal to count plus 1, you can write count plus equal to 1, whatever you want. Any style is okay. Now after that, what was our intention? After the if statement, I was saying n equal to n right shifted by how many bits? 1 bit. Correct? You can write equal to and this also. assignment operators. I am simply writing like this. Okay, after this I just had to return my count, correct. Now the code is complete. So hope this works. Let's see. Main function, and then because it is static I don't need object also. I am just saying having weight of what, we took a number 5, right? For 5 the answer was how much? And guys, see here, the problem is if I just call the function and store it, it will not, nothing will happen because it is just returning and I am not storing it anywhere. So I can just say s out. Rather than that, let me say int n1 is equal to 5. This will be better, right? Here I can pass n1 and s out. HW of 5 is plus this, and I need one more bracket. Okay, so after this let me just copy this thing, paste it. Let me say n2 is equal to, we took another example 11, right? Okay, I will say 11 is, this becomes n2. So for the first one the answer should be 2, for the second one the answer should be 3, correct. Let's see if this is working or not. Okay, I'll run this. See, having weight of 5 is 2 because 0 1 0 1 and the having weight of 11 is 3. Okay guys, it was a simple logic. I hope you have understood this, and this is how you can solve this. Understood? And see, the code is very simple, just the use of the looping statements and the conditional statements, and after that the return statement. So with this I think you have got a brief idea of how to use methods in Java. If you have any queries, please ask those queries. I'll be very happy, and hope you have liked this concept also, because based on this there are so many questions, and you can see here the loop is terminating on a certain condition. You have to focus on that also. Okay, so that is what I have targeted here, and that is why I have taken up this topic. And you can see this question is also there in Leetcode. Okay, let me open Leetcode and just show you number of set bits Leetcode, number of 1 bits or number of set bits. Okay, I have already solved this, guys, so you can try this. And C++ solution was done for me. Let me just do one thing. Let me duplicate this, and this is the number of set bits. You can try this question. Okay, and you can see if this is working or not. Fine, adjust mat kar. You can see if this is working or not. The number is 191 in Leetcode, and you can use this approach and try to solve that question. Okay, I will give the link of that Leetcode question in your description. Okay, you can try solving it. If you have any queries, you can just let me know about that. And I think with this we can wind up this session today. I hope you have liked the session. Thank you for watching, guys, and please subscribe to our channel, guys. This is the humblest request that I'm making to you, and that really motivates me to stand in front of you and deliver lectures. And also maybe some days we will also learn something from you, because learning can come from anywhere. I can learn from you, you can learn from me. Nobody is perfect, and everyone has to understand that and move forward, right? And gradually I will try to increase the duration of our live sessions also, and at the same time I will try to increase the frequency of our live sessions. Maybe we are coming live one day. Now I am coming in the evening. Ashank sir will come. Please stay tuned for the C++ data structures classes also. And after that, I will try to increase the duration and frequency of our classes due to some constraints, and we also have our online and offline batches going on. So that is why it is really difficult to arrange the classes. I am trying my best to do it. So hopefully we will be able to do it. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys, and let me see if there is any question here. And last but not the least, okay, there are no more questions. That's fine. We can wind up for today. Thank you for watching, guys. This is Saurav signing off, and we'll meet the next time, and you'll be updated about when we are coming live the next time. Okay, I'll try to plan 2 days at least in a day and a week. Okay, so till the next time, this is Saurav signing off.